to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you. Christina Vieux, CEO of the Vieille Modele, should be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said, I have a very special guest for you. Miss Christina Vieux is in the house. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
How to make sure I say that correctly. Vieux. Okay?
Vieux.
We got to get that right.
We got to get that right.
Respect the name. Well, welcome to Beyond Focus. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm super honored and blessed.
Well, I love having other women in the industry who are doing great things.
Yes.
You also have a radio program. We'll touch upon that in a little
course.
bit. But before we even get into the business part of it, why don't you tell us a little bit about who is Christina Vieux?
Who is Christina? Proud Sagittarius. I'll definitely say that. Proud Sag. Crazy, psycho.
November Sag or December Sag?
December Sag.
Okay, my mother's a December Sag.
So your mom is awesome.
Correct on the crazy part. Go ahead.
Your mom is super awesome then.
She is.
Just honestly humble, low-key, and I'm always praying. Because without God, I can't be where I'm at now. So
absolutely. So what led to this point of you diving in and in creating your own business?
What led to it was I just got tired of not being looked at, if that makes sense. I've done other fashion shows where I just felt I just got past the buck. Like, they're like, oh yeah, you could just do one show, work for one designer, that's it. Plus I just got tired of family saying you need to lose weight, you're too big, past relationships, if you should do something to your body to augment it and modify it. And I'm like, why?
People spend money to get bigger.
Right. And to take body fat and place it other places. Meanwhile, I'm comfortable in my skin. It took me a while to get there, but I'm super comfortable in my skin. I love who I am. Even though, I do tend to be like, I hate the gym, but that's just for health reasons. Not to tap into what society wants me to be.
Absolutely. And I think that's important as a message even to let that be known that you have to be comfortable with you. You have to do it first and foremost for you. Not for a man, not because of your family, because that's like with anything else, even like with addiction. If it doesn't come from within, you're ultimately just doing it for somebody else, and it's not sustainable.
And on top of that, I'm plus my mom, so I'm raising a girl. So, at this age, their society is teaching them different things, And plus my daughter's into like that Roblox, Fortnite nonsense sometimes. And it's also, she's girly.
How old is she?
She's 8. Going on 9 next month.
So she is definitely watching everything that you do. I put her in some few shows with me that I've done. So she's caught the fashion bug really quickly. So I just try to maintain and let her know, look, you are beautiful in your skin. You are gorgeous no matter what. You're beautiful. Don't ever let no one tell you different. Absolutely. That's amazing. So the modeling. I want to know the struggles, because everything, like you said, that your lead up, your story, the highlight of your story is you got tired. And I love that. In a nutshell, you got tired and you created your own.
Yep.
And that's amazing. But tell us about some of the modeling that you've done before Vieille Modele.
I've done New York Fashion Week a few times. Not prior to my company, even with my company. So some modeling industries some agencies do know me and know who I am. What I dislike about it, I would say the struggles of it is constantly getting passed up because I don't fit the mold. And it's always with curvy designers. Yep. It's always with,
don't they need curvy models?
You would think, right? But it's always with women of color that is curvy themselves that don't want their designs on a curvy woman.
And I'm flabbergasted by that. And the look on my face is just really representing how I feel, because I'm just like, you would think you've got a curvy woman of color who really would represent your brand.
Yep. That's not usually the case, especially during fashion shows.
So you've seen this. This is a very common thing.
It's a common thing. I've gotten past it for myself. I've even had designers look. I've even had curvy designers look at me like, oh my God, you'd be so perfect for my look. But I don't have an additional piece. Or I don't have pieces that would fit you.
So, in all transparency, they would cast a white curvy model. Or Hispanic.
No, none of the above.
Really?
They would cast a standard size, sample size 0 to 8.
But they're showcasing curvy clothing.
Yep.
That's interesting.
That's fit to their standards. But it's more so us who buys it and wears it, make it look good.
And ultimately, wouldn't you want to see something that's designed for a plus size woman on a plus size woman?
Ultimately, you would want that. But unfortunately, that's not always the case.
So that must be a challenge.
It's very challenging to find designers that want a curvy model. You have some designers that they don't care. They want curves, they're going to get their curves.
Mm-hmm.
That will work with a curvy model. There's others that does either or, that's mixing with them. And there's others that just wants the standard.
And that's pretty interesting because the industry has, I mean, we're talking about fashion. We all heard about the Victoria's Secret show. Did not take place this year.
I'm happy about that.
And this is the first time in 22 years
Yep.
the show did not take place.
And Victoria's Secret is one of those leading companies that cannot and is refusing to change their beauty standards. Because every single day, if you really sit and think about it, we all live in New York. If you really sit and think about the majority of women that is wearing Victoria's Secret is of African American descent and is of curves. Okay, pink is not meant for, it's collegiate.
Yeah, it is
Pink
the
is
young,
I mean, the young, the teenagers, the hipsters, the 20-something years old.
By 23, you're supposed to be 22.
By 22, you're not supposed to be wearing pink. However, you have 40-plus-year-old women still wearing pink, and they're of big size and curve. You have girls that are twice my size, they're wearing pink. You got them in Victoria's Secret, but Victoria's Secret, when you see their posters and everything like that, is that
nothing of representation.
It's nothing of representation. And until they learn to change and understand, you have to look at your demographics. You're looking for European, zero women that don't want to eat meat. I'm a big girl. I like to eat food. You could catch me after this eating a pizza. You know? And it's frustrating. And
it's very frustrating because I've done Couture Fashion Week. And I remember I had a designer tell me, you're stretching out my dress. I can't help it if my hips, like one bone is here and the other bone ends here. I cannot go here. My bones.
There's no way possible.
There's no way possible.
And I've actually tweeted to Victoria's Secret, hey, when you plan to cast a plus size model for your campaign, hey, when can I get a shot to do your casting calls? I've done that so far, no response. So Victoria's Secret me to holler at me. Just saying.
No, but it's such a reality because most of the women who wear their stuff that's a very small part of the population that really looks like those models. And the behind the scenes of how their prep, it's unrealistic. They prep 3-4 months out from the show. They're like on a very restrictive diet just to look good for a 1-hour show.
Yep. And it's a 1-hour show that goes by in a split second. That is how fast that show goes.
Exactly. So we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, we want to go into Vieille Modele. We got a lot in store. And, of course, your radio topics coming up in just a little bit. Keep it right here. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So, Christina, let's talk about La Vieille Modele now.
La Vieille Modele, my baby.
Your baby.
My baby.
Like, give me all the nuts and bolts about it.
Ooh, there's a lot of nuts and bolts, and I hold it dear to my heart because, you know, I started La Vieille Modele back in, we're in 2019, about 2-3 years ago. You know, it started with just where it was just me. Currently still is just me as the face of the agency, which is fine with me. You know, God got a lot in store for me. I'm just patiently waiting. You know, what La Vieille Modele is really main focus about is focusing on the regular woman. Your average woman who wants the opportunity to feel good about themselves. You know, so the ones that really want to take modeling serious, I sign them to my company, send them on casting calls, send them on shows. I do photo shoots with them. I help them. And all in the same process, they're learning to embrace themselves and really figure out who they are.
So you're like a one-stop shop. So if someone is interested and they need headshots, they don't even know where to start. Are you a good starting point?
I'm a starting point because I have 2 photographers that work with me diligently. They're constantly on my case. Like, yo, Chris, when is the next photo shoot? You need some new headshots. I'm like, okay, I got you. Leave me alone. But I love them to pieces because they're good at what they do. You know, I may not be doing photo shoots as much as I really used to, but the guys that I work with, they're on it. Even if they're not working with me, they're still doing them. And they're still out there showcasing their work. And I'm very proud of them.
Absolutely. What has been the most challenging part of having your own business?
Having the business. And the reason why I say that is because a year ago, I had to suffer, not this year, but the year before prior, I had to suffer of actually canceling my fashion show, my second annual, morning of.
What happened?
Due to financial reasons, I had to cancel it morning of, which was hard because I already invested,
so much.
So having to cancel it morning of was the hardest thing I had to do. So last year, I geared up again, and businesses, they have ups, they have downs. So I said, God before me, God with me, God beside me, stand with me. I did the show, and I planned that show within 2 months. So August 10th of last year, I call it Redemption.
Oh, okay.
So I kept the same theme as like the year prior to the year, which was A Night in Paradise, but I added the redemption part into it also.
So talk about the collection. What's featured in it?
Ironically, so let me say this one thing. I'm not a designer.
Okay.
Let me say I'm not a designer. Everybody thinks that I am. I'm really not. I can't design to save the life of me, but I can't design nothing to save me. However, I am a brand ambassador for Powell Apparel, which is he's a Haitian designer up in Spring Valley. So I do work closely with him. I give them the opportunity, the platform to showcase their work. I feel if you're Haitian, you're trying to make, I work with you. So whenever I do my fashion shows, I give other designers the platform to showcase their work, where Fashion Week may not give them that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So start somewhere, right?
And it's just great that you have an outlet where people can come, because the hardest part is not knowing where to go. You may not have all the money to even start with that. So having someone that you could turn to, and this is not saying her services are free.
No, they're not, baby.
They're not. But it's at least, if you're going to support and you're going to spend within the community.
Yes.
And I'm a big advocate for that.
Yep.
And I'm sure whatever they're paying for, you're going to get more because you're going to get the knowledge. You're actually going to get somebody who cares about you, versus you go to these agencies on Park Avenue or wherever.
They don't care.
You're just a number. You're just a name. They're going through their...
They're just going through their rotation. Like, okay, next. Like, for me, when I do my fashion shows, I give everyday regular people opportunities. I give models that I work with on different shows opportunities. I do it. I have one of my models I work with. She's actually now turning into a beautician. So she was the makeup artist. She was part of my dream team. She was my makeup team. So she had 2 people with her. They did hair and makeup, and I told her what I wanted. I said, look, it is a Night of Paradise. Think tropical and beach vibes, and they gave me just that.
That is great. Long term, where do you see La Vieille Modele going?
I want to be the better on top of Ford Magazine, Wilhelmina. I want to surpass them. I want to be a household name.
And that's great. And with the right attitude, the right people, you could definitely do it. Would you say you follow the same standards in terms of industry standards, and you have to be a 5'9", 5'10"?
Nope. I have one of my friends, Mariela, I love her to pieces. She calls it Guala Haitian. My little Guala Haitian, because her fiance is Haitian. She's about like yay high, about like I'm gonna say 5'5". That girl can walk and finesse a model catwalk for you like it's nothing. Now, if you was a caster, if that was an agency casting her, they would bypass her because of her height.
I have been bypassed my entire life because of my height.
Okay.
I'm 5'4".
Really?
Yes. Don't let the boots fool you.
You stand so tall and proud.
and that's 5'4" on a good day. So
right? I'm
no.
5'9". That's on a good day sometimes.
And nope, they forever they're like, nope, runway isn't for you. You got to do print. You got to do editorial. You got to do this.
Why? Why should you do editorial? Why are we only confining you to just one thing? Why confine? Why restrict someone who can be more than just editorial or commercial or print? Because you never know what they could do in the runway.
Exactly, and it's about your personality and how you bring it. Nope, was never given those opportunities. Rarely.
Vieille Modele, we give you all the opportunities. I want to see how you look in print. I want to say look in commercial. I want to see all those things because that makes you a well-rounded model. Plus, you'll get cast faster with all of those things. Why not do it?
Absolutely. So that's great. And, you know, when you see yourself doing that, I think that's your blessings all come back because you're giving opportunities. And some people, the same way you've been given doors, sometimes you are somebody's door.
Yep. I've heard that a lot. Some people say, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm like, and I always ask for what? They say, for doing this, for giving me the opportunity.
The opportunity.
And it never really registered in my head. For me, I'm just saying, oh, it's nothing.
That's a big thing because some people, all they want is just, I know for myself, I know I could do it. Just I just need that moment to show you I can. I
look at it as just, I guess, people will say, why do you always say that? I always say it's the God in me. Because if it's just say it's God telling me to do it for you. So I just do it.
And if you feel moved to do it, that's all you need to do. And that's going to keep a Vieille Modele going because you have a purpose. And sometimes we are all God's soldiers. We're all put here to do work. In a different way.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Hold that thought. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So, Christina, you also have your own radio show because this lady does not just one thing. She does a multitude of things. So, tell us about the radio program.
Oh, Spotlight Radio. Spotlight Radio putting the spotlight on fashion and music because, you know, they do go hand in hand together. Some people don't think so, but they really do. I do what you do too. I interview guests on the radio show. We air every Wednesday from 9 to 11 on musicvibe.com and every Fridays from 2 to 4 on desertstormradio.com.
Desert Storm. Okay.
So I'm all over the place and I don't know how I do it, but I just thank God every day. I just get up and I move.
How do you get your content? Where do you get your ideas and your guests to make all this happen?
We get content from everyday life.
Good.
You know, so we could be going through something. I can't be like me and my coach. We have like a group chat. So we're like, yo, did you see what happened on Shade Room? Did you see? You know, we comment. So we're taking everyday life. So sometimes topic comes from personal, and sometimes they don't want to say, hey, this is my personal situation. Of course. Or like, oh, I have a friend who's going through something, or we just take it from like random things that we see on TV. So.
That's awesome. So I love that you do a multitude of things. What would be the one takeaway that you would want viewers, when they think of Vieille Modele, what's the one word they should think of?
The one word they should think of? Blessed. And I say that because, again, without God, I can't do what I'm doing.
You juggle a lot.
I juggle a lot. And some days I'll be like, I give up. Like, I'm over it. And I have my daughter like, Mommy, no, you got this. So, once I hear her saying, Mommy, you got this, I'm like, all right, I'm up. I'm going to get a move on.
And that's it.
Yep. And not only with the radio and La Vieille Modele, I'm I'm also working full time. I go to school full time. Yeah, I basically have no life, and I'm okay. And all of these that I do, it's my life. It's what I love to do. So.
Love it. How do we get in contact with you? How do people find you online, social, all that good stuff?
Yes, so for La Vieille Modele, you can definitely follow us on Instagram and on Facebook and then Twitter. LaVieilleModele. So I did spell it the French way. So Vieille is the feminine singular of my last name, which I adore to the pieces. So I just made it more so family oriented towards me. Spotlight Radio, again, just regular, the Spotlight, THE, Spotlight Radio, on Instagram and Facebook. So you can find us anywhere.
That's amazing. So you have a pretty good rounded year. If you could do some collaborations, who have been some of your favorite designers in your industry, in your circle?
My circle, favorite designers.
Anybody you want to shout out that you work with and you're like, you know what?
I would love, who I haven't worked with yet, I would really, truly, honestly love to work with Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell. Something about these women, the pathways they set for us, the modern day. The reason why I say modern day, because it's like, oh, but what about the past? The past has definitely paved the way for us. They paved the way for modern. So for modern is now future. And I'm what you want to say. I want to say I'm future. Mm-hmm. So I would love to work with Tyra and Naomi just to pick their head and see where they're at. Mm-hmm. Ooh, as far as working with designers, I want them all. Come my way. So Gucci, Christian Louboutin, Fendi, come my way. I want all of them. Kristen Siriano, I love his pieces. I want to work with them.
Do you think they will ever expand into the curvy market?
Kristen Siriano, he has. Because he does, whenever an artist, designer, an actress, when they want his pieces, they reach out to him. He's really good. It's a matter of will he reach out and work with regulars. That's a different story. And a different question all within itself. I just hope I'm the first.
What do you think you would need to do to up that, to make yourself, position yourself in the best light to possibly have your work exposed to him?
Constant work and determination. Mm-hmm. Constantly tag them. I've done some pictures where I've tagged Tyra Banks in there. Mm-hmm. I've tagged them all. Like, hey, you're going to see me. You could ignore the tag all you want, but I'm going to tag you anyway. It's really just about working diligently, putting myself out there, putting content out there, which is difficult to do in this day and age because there's a lot of stuff going on. And just constantly being able to redesign and rebrand myself as I go.
2020, when you do your other show, have you started thinking about the theme?
I have.
I knew it.
I have. I can tell you this one thing. It's Miami related.
Okay, 305. Okay.
It's not going to be in 305. Right. It's going to be in a 718. But we're bringing 305 to 718.
Okay. And that's really, that's there's so much you could play with the Miami theme.
And I plan to play all day.
Because there's so much in that. Miami's a little Haiti anyways.
Yep.
So it's just like a lot of little, like, the flavor of Miami.
I'm just tapping in any which way and form I possibly can.
Definitely will look forward to that. And I think it's going to be interesting. I want people to be able to follow you and get updates on this and really kind of stay up to date.
So
because
follow us on Instagram, on Facebook and Twitter. Again, La Vieille Modele. You could even email me, lavieillemodele@gmail.com. Definitely. Please don't slide into the DMs. I don't respond to DMs.
Okay. So don't slide into the DMs.
Don't slide into DMs. I don't respond to DMs because it's hard. Like, I manage 4 pages.
Absolutely.
So it's difficult, and I have to figure out, okay, which DM is which. So as opposed to just don't slide in at all.
Any final words?
Remember to put God first in everything that you do, and know that if you have a good support system, keep that, because it's super hard at this day and age with everything that's going on. It's good to have a support system that will keep you solid and grounded, and just pray.
Just pray. Christina, thank you so much. It's been amazing
Thank you.
having you here and share your experience and share La Vieille with us.
Thank you.
So I love it. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us.
Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.